Jared Miles never intended to buy a ship. Not really. He was a salvage broker on the edge of human space, more comfortable haggling over credits than piloting through uncharted systems. But when the auction for the freighter Aurora's Echo came up, he saw the price and the words functional, minor repairs needed, and couldn't resist. It was a beauty in its own way, sleek lines, reinforced cargo bays, and an engine that still purred if coaxed gently. The previous owner had disappeared, leaving the ship docked and neglected in the crowded yard. The sensors reported only what seemed normal, residual energy signatures, a little debris, nothing alarming. He took it home, a smirk playing on his lips. "Cheap ship, big dreams," he muttered. The first sign something was off came when he walked into the main cargo bay. He expected empty crates, dust, and a faint whiff of recycled air. Instead, he heard movement, soft, almost imperceptible at first, like a tiny footstep against metal. "Hello," he called, tapping the bulkhead. The movement stopped. Then a small, smooth voice answered, hesitant but urgent. "Do not come closer." Jared froze. From the shadows emerged a figure unlike anything he had ever seen. Tall, slender, her skin a shimmering green with subtle bioluminescent veins running along her arms and neck. She clutched something against her chest. A child. The child was smaller than a human toddler, scaled skin with the same faint glow, and eyes that mirrored his mother's in both curiosity and fear. Who are you?" Jared asked slowly, hands raised. "I am Lyra," she said, voice trembling. "This is my son, Raoul. Please, do not harm us." Jared blinked. He was alone. He had no weapons drawn. He didn't even carry a standard stun pistol. I'm not here to hurt you," he said carefully. "I just bought this ship." Lyra's eyes narrowed. "You bought us?" No. "The ship," Jared said quickly. "I didn't know anyone was hiding." Her shoulders sagged slightly, but she remained alert. "They would have found us if we stayed in port. We had no choice but to hide. You must leave." "Not happening," Jared said, already crouching to examine the child. Raoul peeked from his mother's arms, making a small whimpering sound. He reached out with tiny hands, fascinated by Jared's human fingers. I can help you," Jared said softly. "I don't know why anyone would be after you, but I can get you somewhere safe." Lyra hesitated, scanning the cargo bay, the engine room, the access points. "If they know we exist, they will come. No human in this sector has ever helped someone like us before. And yet, I feel something different. Perhaps you are trustworthy." It wasn't often she allowed trust so quickly. Alien survivors rarely survived by trusting strangers. "Start with the basics," Jared said. "Names, species, danger level." "My people are called the Tharke," Lyra began. "We were explorers and traders. Our vessel was ambushed by raiders. I managed to escape with my son, but we could not survive on the usual routes. The last few weeks, we've been hiding in abandoned ships, drifting between stations." Jared nodded, taking it all in. "And your ship?" "You were inside the Aurora's Echo." "Yes," she said, voice low. "I thought it safe." "I was wrong." Jared shook his head. "Not anymore. This ship is under my control now. And if anyone comes looking, they'll have to get through me first." Over the next few days, Jared worked to retrofit the freighter. He installed hidden compartments, upgraded the sensors, and rerouted life support systems so they could sustain Lyra and Raoul without detection. Every time he brought in supplies, The child would cling to his leg, eyes wide with wonder, and Lyra would hover protectively but cautiously, still unsure of humans. "You're different from the others," she admitted one evening as they ate together in the small galley. "Humans, I have observed, are selfish, careless, yet you risk your safety for us." Jared shrugged, smiling faintly. "Humans are messy, but some of us, we try." The bioluminescence in her veins brightened slightly, a sign of emotion. Curiosity and relief mingled with lingering fear. "Your son, he will need education," Jared said one night, after Raoul had finally fallen asleep. "If we get off this station, I can teach him, and you too if you want. Technology, navigation, how to survive in human space." "You would?" she asked, surprise evident. "Of course," he said. "We're adaptable. That's how we survive." Their bond was tested sooner than expected. A raid team discovered anomalies in the sector, a Dark signal still faintly emanating from the dock. They arrived in the middle of the night, cloaked ships moving silently. Jared reacted instantly. He knew the station's layout better than any outsider. With Lyra and Raoul safely hidden in the cargo hold, he guided the raiders through false access corridors and rerouted power to create illusions of crew presence elsewhere. The raiders fired on empty corridors, frustrated and confused. When the final attack wave landed, Jared piloted the Aurora's Echo manually, its engines overclocked, weaving through debris fields, dodging plasma streams, and finally emerging from the danger zone. Lyra clutched Raoul to her chest, whispering thanks as she watched the stars stretch past in hyperspace. "You saved us," she said. "We would have been captured, or worse." "You survived," Jared corrected. "We survived." Her eyes softened. "Humans, we underestimated your courage." By the time they reached neutral space, far from the Dark pursuers, Lyra allowed herself a faint smile. "I do not know your species well," she admitted, "but I know that without you, we would not have survived. You are remarkable." Jared laughed. "I'm just a guy with a cheap ship. But sometimes, a cheap ship is all you need to change a life." Raoul peeked over her shoulder, smiling. The child's small hand reached for Jared, and he held it gently. Somehow, in that instant, they were a family. The Aurora's Echo, once abandoned, neglected, and overlooked, now carried hope across the stars, a human, an alien mother, and her child. They were survivors, unlikely companions, bound by trust, courage, and the knowledge that the galaxy was wider and stranger than anyone could anticipate. Jared glanced at Lyra. "Where to now?" "To safety," she replied. "And maybe, to a place where we can finally be free." "And I'll be there," he said. "Because some secrets are worth more than any credits." As the ship jumped into hyperspace, stars stretching into ribbons, all three looked forward to a future shaped not by fear, but by choice. Humanity had shown its difference once more: courage, adaptability, and a willingness to protect the vulnerable, no matter the species. And in the quiet hum of the Aurora's Echo, the galaxy seemed just a little kinder.